turned onto the South Klondike Highway. Yeah, so today was kind of backtracking a little bit on the Alaska Highway, like not far. I think like 16K or something. I think, yeah. And then, yeah, now I'm turning south. So I'm heading to Skagway. So maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow. I'm gonna be in Alaska, which is exciting because, I mean, really it's just, you know, just the border and just, you know, whatever, right? But at the same time, you know, for a long time, people ask me, where am I going? And I say, well, right now towards Alaska. And yeah, so that it's kind of weird actually getting there, you know. Yeah. Yeah, so there's some rain, and now the sun came out, so it's nice. Just playing around with making a fire here, you know. Yeah, I don't have any tools really. I'm just getting wood from the woods, from, you know, just fallen wood stuff. I guess I never talked about what I bought to replace my you know, stuff that I lost. You know, that was taken by either a person or a bear. Oh yeah, true. It's not even here. Yeah, so I got a new pannier. I also got a stove. No, sorry, not a stove, a pot. So it's called it's an X-pot, and it kind of folds up, and I can't use it on open fires, just on camp stoves. Oh, look how much snow there's here! I didn't even process that. But yeah, my this is my pannier. It's hiding in here. Yeah, so there's kind of firewood here, but it's big logs, you know, so can't really use much of it. I think people kind of search and then selectively take like the smaller ones, you know, like see, if you start to uncover things, you find smaller logs. Look, everybody, a mountain over there. Mount Lorne, 2021 meters. Here we have information about the Robinson Flag Station, So there used to be there was a railway that was completed between Skagway and Whitehorse, and a flag station is kind of okay. Well, there's the Robinson siding, right? Which means it's like a parallel track, and then a flag station is a station where trains stop as need or request basis. So this was you know, all kind of during the time of the gold rush, the 1906 Wheaton gold rush. Yeah, and there was a ton of gold and other stuff. So the railway was the only means of reaching the coast until the Klondike Highway was completed in 1979, which is yeah, it's interesting, because then, you know, in between those times there was also the Alaska Highway that was built. Yeah, and I don't know exactly what was up here before that, or parts of the Alaska Highway were made already. Well, there's more information over there. I think the actual station is over there too. We'll just get some bear spray. Here we have traditional ways and places. So this kind of talks about you know, pre-European settlement. Yeah. Oh, Euro-Canadians. That's kind of cool. It's an interesting way to put it. But yeah. So basically, the landscape in this region contains many signs of human occupation from past generations, and it says some stuff. And yeah, here's a map of some things. By the way, so we're kind of here. We just started going towards Carcross. Yeah. Which is apparently which is apparently, I guess, a group of natives mostly. It talks about the Carcross Tagish people. Yeah, I don't know. So I guess it's a really old kind of place. So here we're talking about the Wheaton mining district, and so this is the you know, the highway. What's it called? Klondike, right? Keeps going this way. It's Carcross, and you know, it goes to Skagway, right? That's where we're headed, which is like a port on the Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean, by the way, that's exciting. I mean, so is Alaska, but anyways, so this kind of all follows the Wheaton River. Yeah, this is the Wheaton River right here. But this Annie Lake Road is pretty important, right? So I'm assuming the railway ran similarly to the Klondike Highway, and then you know, you kind of from here you could go and you know, explore all of this, and it's where. So this is so here's a legend here. This is gold silver veins. This is silver lead. Coal seams antimony silver. So where's the gold at? So there's some on Gold Hill, Mount Wheaton, right here. Yeah. And here's some more stuff if you want to read. I don't know. What do I remember? There's you know, some people went there, came back with overly optimistic reports, and you know, that's how things start. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so this is the Robinson Roadhouse that's over there. Here's a picture with lots of people. So, you know, lots of miners, just, you know, during the gold rush, the 1906 gold rush. These guys kind of managed the place. This guy's cool. He was really strong and entertained people by being strong. He was a well-known weightlifter from Prince Edward Island. He was also a fireman there. But yeah, most of the gold rush kind of stopped during World War I, and that's when it kind of quieted down. I mean, it's cool that we have rail tracks here. So I think, if I remember correctly, it was in the late 80s that the railway line closed, or in the 80s somewhere, for sure. Yeah, so this is the Roadhouse. I wonder how you get here. Otherwise, maybe from that Annie Lake Road. I'll take a quick look around. I think there's less pretty things on the other side, by the looks of things. Well, that's interesting. I mean, the interesting thing is that there's this kind of house here that's raised up. And then there's more stuff. Yeah, it's cool because you see like old things a lot, like on kind of just farmhouses that are kind of destroyed, right? But you know, that's usually all like private property, and yeah, it would have been something to be a miner during the gold rush, eh? Kind of a big gamble, but also a ton of adventure. Just tripped on something. Hi there. So here we have some mountains, this is a lake, this is Emerald Lake, some more mountains. Then we have more of these information signs. So we have, this one talks about wildlife and different species. One thing is like, why is this green? Like green, well, it's because of more which is actually comes from coral. So so the limestone we're on like the mountains and stuff, right? I don't know how to identify that, but but the point is they all the mountains were in the water before, and there was coral, and the coral turned into limestone, and now it's at the top of mountains and hills, but then it gets eroded and it ends up in lakes, and lakes have a cool green color. So yeah, and this just talks about why you have a lot of lakes dotted around. I mean, if you're in Canada, you kind of know that, right? It's like the glaciers scrape everything, right? It talks about the changing climate. So of course it's bad, right? And of course, right? The Yukon has been warming steadily since the last ice age. Okay, but now it is one of the most rapidly warming places on Earth. So again, the whole climate change thing, right? We're steadily warming, but right now it's warming a lot. So how does this affect things? Well, for some species it's good, some it's bad. Yeah, so I think there's shrubs invading the grasslands, so good for moose, bad for sheep. There's these guys, which are new. There's lots of forests, which is bad for every forest dwelling species, but then it creates new feeding areas for deer, moose, and elk. So the caribou, right, they use the glaciers as refuge from insects and heat, but now they're now there's less glaciers. Been noticing that there's a lot of sand in the Yukon. Somewhere around here, we're getting close to Carcross, but somewhere around here is supposed to be the Carcross Desert. Potentially the smallest desert in the world. So looking over here, we see a sign for the Carcross Desert. As mentioned, as I said, it's sometimes referred to as the smallest desert in the world. However, it's not really a desert. So this says right here, if it was a real desert, it would have a hot and dry climate. But these are really the Carcross dunes, which are a result of the glacial process. So I guess there was, from my understanding, a kind of a glacial lake that used to cover this region. This is cool. This is talking about how dunes are built. Kind of has to do with different size sand grains, or, well, here, look, if there's a sand grain, if there's a certain amount of wind, a lot of them get pushed about the same amount. I don't know, that's how I think of it. And apparently this kind of dune shape migrates upwards, you know, over time. Then we also have some talk of vegetation and how it kind of hides behind the dunes. Here we talk about, here it talks about the stability of dunes. So there's unstable dunes which have less vegetation, and then semi-stable right here, and then stablest dunes. Hello everybody, I'm talking on the phone right now, but also, look at this, I'm using my new quad. So this is the Cedar Summit X Quad. It's cool because it folds up. I'll show you guys later. Yeah, you could say something. Maybe they'll hear you, I don't know. Oh, look, I could barely hear you. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think the camera hears you. Yes. Okay, but what is I got? Well, I got this garlic and ginger. I got vegetable stock, which is new. Otherwise, it's mostly the same stuff. Yeah. So the fresh ginger really makes a difference. Yeah, so some pretty good curry. I made something similar in Whitehorse, at the Warm Showers host's place, but I used onions and I used coconut milk. And for me, it was actually too sweet, but this is pretty good. It's one of the better curries I've had in a while.